Yahoo! Thank you for coming. I'm so delighted that you're all here. Welcome. This is my celebration of my baby, The Missing Manual to You, the book I've been telling you all about for a while now. It's divinely inspired, and it's about the Akashic Records of what else? And I'm really excited to tell you about that. So we're going to get a little preview of the book, and then I'm going to take you through a meditation on connecting to your higher consciousness. And then we're going to end it all by the delicious part of the agenda, and that's the Spirit Guide Q&A. So stick around. Can't wait to share it all with you. Now, the book. As I said, it was divinely inspired. So I tell you first about what the Akashic Records are because, you know, if people don't know what they are, they can't use them for empowerment and to help them on their journey. And that's what they're for. It's your birthright. And if you don't know about it and you're not using it, you're cheating yourself. And that's a tragedy. So my mission is to help people find out about these amazing, incredible records, their tool to help them to lead a beautiful, magnificent, empowered life so they can create their own happily ever afters. All right, so once I tell you what they are, then we go into talking about soul purpose because you know the Akashic Records are intrinsically tied to soul purpose. And once you know what your purpose is, your life is transformed. You suddenly will have more clarity. You'll have more satisfaction. You will understand what it takes to feed your soul. And I don't know about you, but feeding my soul, that is really where it's at for me. Because when I discovered what my purpose was all about and how to start living it and using it for my own empowerment and to help other people, that fed my soul. That is amazing and delicious. And I don't even have enough adjectives to tell you about it. So after soul purpose, then I want to share with you how I came to get involved with the Akashic Records. And amazingly enough, it's all because of a horse. I had this horse who I thought was trying to kill me, and sure felt that way anyway. She had a lot of pain issues and some psychological issues, and she took me on this journey trying to help her. And along the way, part of that journey was the Akashic Records. So I see now it was all part of the path that my guides were throwing out the breadcrumbs to lead me on. And it all makes sense now in hindsight, which of course it always does, right? So I share that story with you. And then I want to tell you about free choice because free choice is super important to understand. Your guides are never, ever going to tell you what to do. They will share options with you, and that's part of what the breadcrumbs are, to lead you to seeing those options. And then, of course, you have to recognize the messages from your guides so that you can see the breadcrumbs and follow up on them, right? So there's a chapter on how to recognize messages from your guides. Super important. Nobody ever taught us this. And it took me a long time to figure it out. So now that I understand it, I want to make sure you get it too. Because your guides are working overtime, jumping up and down and shouting and carrying on, trying to get your attention because their whole purpose is to help you. They want you to ask them for help. So let's get you started so that you can connect with your guides and get that help. Then I share with you a chapter on a message that I got where one of my guides came forward in the form, believe it or not, of a green dragon named Henrietta. And Henrietta came to help me connect my ego with my higher self and my soul. Because without that connection, we're out of energetic alignment and the divine can't travel through and help us on our journey. So it's super important to get that connection. So Henrietta took me into this process where I could actually sit down with the three of us and we worked it out, because on the one side we had ego pulling, on the other side we had soul pulling, and poor higher self was stuck in the middle like a tug of war, and it just was not fun, and it wasn't pretty either. So that's a chapter that I share with you. And then there are some Akashic allegories, because very often when I go into the records for myself or for a client, it will begin with an allegory, which is this beautiful story that your guides will weave for you. And it's all about what you're going through right now. It's full of symbolism. It's absolutely beautiful. So much detail you won't believe. And then after they do the allegory, they switch over into a spoken message that's like tying it all up with a ribbon and putting a beautiful bow on top of it. It all comes together. It all makes sense. And you understand what the message is that's meant to help you with whatever it is you're dealing with right at that moment in your life. So I share some of those with you. Then I've got some spirit guide Q&A, so you can get a flavor of what that's all about. And then we wrap it up with a guided visualization that was a divine download specifically for this book. So it's all about helping you to ground yourself and to be empowered and to find some self-appreciation that will help you on your path so that each day you feel better and better. So it's this really wonderful visualization. And I've written it out for you in the book, but I'm also going to record it for you. So there will be a link to the audio because I want you to be able to sit back and experience it as meditations are best experienced. But I put it in the book for you in written format because I don't know about you, but I really appreciate being able to have a dry run through and know what's coming. Otherwise, I find during a meditation, I get distracted wondering what's coming next. So now you know what's coming next, and you'll be ready to get into the audio and just sit back and have the experience and get the most from it. And it's meant for you to use as often as you like. It's for your empowerment. So that's what we're going to do. All right, well, that's what the book is about. And so now we're ready to shift gears and go into the meditation, connecting with your higher consciousness.
What I'd like you to do is sit back and get comfortable. I have a dog bothering me. Just a moment. You go play. Go on. Okay. So sit back and get comfortable. I'd like you to start breathing deeply. Notice the rhythm of your breath. As you're breathing in deeply, hold it for just a moment. And then exhale. And repeat that a couple of times. Now I'd like you to begin just focusing on that breathing. Notice the breath. Notice as you exhale, feeling the tension draining from your body, starting at your head, moving down through your neck, past your shoulders, past your throat chakra, down into your heart chakra, down past the solar plexus, to the sacral, to the root chakra, down your legs, past your calves, now your ankles, flowing out through your feet, and finally through your toes until you're feeling so relaxed you could just sink back as if sinking into a pool of deep water. Keep breathing and allowing every bit of that tension to drain away. If your mind starts to wander, just bring your focus back. There are no cares, no worries in this space. Now, with your eyes still closed, I'd like you to notice from above a white column of light. It's currently high above you, so you just are beginning to see it. It's moving down towards you, inexorably, down, 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 until it comes into your energy body. Down, through your crown chakra, now into your heart chakra, settling deeply into your heart chakra. And it continues moving down through your entire body, slowly moving down. Massive amount of white light flooding your body, just pouring and pouring into you, until all of a sudden it feels like your tank is full. You don't need any more. And the column of light vanishes. Done its job. It's filled you up with divine love and light, allowing you to be ready to receive what is to come. Just sit with that for a moment. Feel that divine light as it's coursing through your body. Now notice the intensity is building, almost sizzling through your body. From the top to the bottom, it's awakening the cells, the neurons, nerve centers, brain waves, the arteries, veins, the muscles, the ligaments. Every part of you is crackling with this energy. Oh, you might feel like a marionette animatedly dancing around because this energy has permeated your entire being. It's lighting you up. Now, even as it's lighting you up, notice that you feel so relaxed, at peace. Allow that to wash over you. Take 3 deep breaths and go deeper and deeper into relaxation, and notice the sensations that are flooding through your body. Allow it to continue unfolding. Any cares or distracting thoughts fall away. If they come up, just pass them by. Don't worry or be concerned. Allow them to move out of your awareness, like you're seeing them through the windows of a moving vehicle. No more notice than that. There's no concern in this moment. This is about focusing on you, dear one. You are loved. You are cherished. This is all for you. Soak it up. In this very moment, you are the only one in the universe. There's stillness all around you. All the focus is on you and your needs. What healing do you need today? Allow it to come forward. As it comes forward, acknowledge it, and then let it pass by. We, your guide team, have seen and recorded. What other cares and worries are present for you this day? Allow them to come forth, each one in turn. Acknowledge them and allow them to pass by. They cannot touch you in this space. You are completely safe, wrapped in a cocoon of divine love and light. You are temporarily disconnected from all third-dimensional cares and woes. Breathe deeply. Allow yourself to go to an even deeper level of relaxation. Your entire body is deeply, deeply relaxed, as if you're in the deepest, most refreshing sleep. Allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper until finally you reconnect with your higher consciousness. You'll almost feel a click as you come together. It's been waiting there for you to reconnect. Reaching out, trying to help you if you would only allow. And now you will reconnect and you will allow. From this perspective, you may begin to notice how irrelevant third-dimensional issues are. You may even chuckle at yourself for allowing such trivialities to become insurmountable mountains, robbing you of your joy, causing you to stumble off your path. From this perspective, you can plainly see they are mere pebbles. You now marvel at how such trivialities became massive roadblocks. Notice how light and unconcerned you now feel when you examine them. They are nothing, as if looking down from a mountaintop. Your perspective is now entirely different. You have a greater understanding. Clarity is seeping in. You are a magnificent, powerful being, capable of so much more than you have yet to understand. Only now are you getting an inkling of your true nature. You are a soul temporarily housed in a third-dimensional body. You possess every bit of that fifth-dimensional knowledge and power. It was always there, just waiting for you to tap into it and soar like a beautiful bird. You are capable of attaining new heights, more joy, more success, more peace, and love. It's why you came to the planet, to experience the deliciousness of soaring, not to get bogged down in trivialities. Yes, we hear you objecting. Of course. You will not magically transform. It is a journey, after all. What we want you to see is that you have the power to be so much more. If you will just lift your eyes up from the ground, believe in yourself. When those boulders appear in your path, see them for what they truly are, mere pebbles that you can easily step over. It's only in your perception that they are boulders. Know that we will be there, guiding you every step of the way. We are always with you. Understand, believe, trust. We are your team. We have your back. Rely on us. When you step forth into your new awareness of yourself and your universe, you will begin to open the door to a stronger connection. And get ready to experience that sweetness, well-being that will carry you through your days with lightness and joy. You will encounter fewer obstacles. You will experience fewer bad days Because from your new perspective, you will see that these are simply distractions, minor annoyances that you will allow to pass you by, giving them little notice. They will no longer send you into a deep funk from which you must claw your way out. You will remember who you are and simply soar onto the next experience. Do you see, beloved soul? This is what you came to the planet to experience. This is what you are capable of having. On those days when you temporarily forget, return to this space and reconnect with your higher consciousness and your team. Practice, and it will get easier and easier. We promise you really can do this. It's not a fantasy. Feel the peace and the understanding at this very moment. That is what you will return to over and over to recenter, regroup. Pick yourself up off the ground whenever the need arises. You have the power. You have the choice. Which choice feels best? This is about you and your needs. Take care of you, and the rest will fall into place. You will have more to share with others. You will have more. When you first bring yourself into energetic alignment with your soul's purpose, then you are in the best place to help others on their journeys. Always take care of you first so that you will have more to offer the world. Be at peace and know that help is only a thought away. Take another couple deep breaths and open your eyes, feeling re-energized and excited. Discover what wondrous delights this day and the next have in store for you. Arise and go confidently, excitedly into your destiny. Go with our pure, unconditional love and adoration forever, until eternity. And that completes our meditation. Just take a moment, come back fully to awareness. Know that you can return to those feelings anytime you like. You will have the recording of this meditation so that you can revisit and use it for your empowerment to create more joy and peace in your life. That's what it's all about. Okay, so now we're ready to move into the Spirit Guide question and answer portion of our class. I see, okay. So whoever is at the last four numbers, 6314, you're unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi. Sis?
Hi. Well, first I want to thank you for that beautiful meditation. I've listened to a lot of meditations, and that was by far one of the most beautiful healing meditations ever. So I'm very grateful for that. My question
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. My question is, I have dreams of a German Shepherd dog sort of protecting me. I've heard that spirit guides can be animals too. I'm not sure I don't know very much about spirit guides, but I would like to find out how I can learn more about my spirit guides, what type of spirit guide that I have, and how I know when they are speaking to me.
Well, that's a lot to cover in this call, but I'll do my best. So how you know your spirit guides is either you or someone you designate goes into your Akashic records and asks the question, because they are so willing to speak to you. And, you know, sometimes we have this idea that they have these ethereal names or, you know, formal names, and, you know, they really don't. And, in fact, you can actually call them anything you like. They don't mind. If you give them your own special name, that's perfectly fine. So, you know, we get all caught up in naming them, but we really don't have to. So when you or someone else goes in, you can ask that question if you really want to know their name. Or you can simply go to your records and just ask the guides, you know, what do you have to share with me? And one or more may come forward. Depending upon your particular spiritual belief, you may get a figure that comes forward that's meaningful to you spiritually. Sometimes that will happen. And what else did you say? You were having dreams about a German Shepherd dog?
Yes, part of my gifting area is through dreams. So I see the future in dreams. I receive warnings. Some things are literal in dreams. So I've kind of learned over the years how to interpret them. But I was going through a rough time, and then I saw a German Shepherd dog just, you know, sort of just protecting me. It just really resonated with my spirit. I took a screenshot of the Shepherd dog and saved it on my phone as well. And you know, I'm an intuitive, so I hear things a lot, and they're validated. But it's interesting that you said based upon your spiritual beliefs, because I think that is where I was kind of confused about, because people do have different names, and I think that's where I was getting, you know, hung up.
They absolutely do, because I came from a Judeo-Christian background. When I first went into the records, my guides came forward with the Old Testament. So I had Ezekiel and Isaiah and Elijah in the beginning. It has evolved, and now I get a whole range of names, and sometimes they just come up with goofy names just to be funny, because they would like us to lighten up. Now, of course, if you're not somebody who appreciates humor, they won't do that, because they are very respectful. But generally, they will come to you in a way that is comfortable to you. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
So if I were to read for somebody who was Buddhist, they might get symbols from Buddhism. And likewise, somebody with a different religion, whatever is important to them may come forward. But that's not to say that you will always get a spiritual or religious symbol, because sometimes it has nothing to do with that. So it really depends on what you're needing at that moment. I've had when I've gone in needing healing and I was in a bad place, and Jesus came forward and held me in his arms and healed me. But if you don't believe in Jesus, of course, that's not going to happen to you. That's what I mean about them being very respectful of who you are and what you believe. As far as the German Shepherd dogs, because you are very intuitive, I would ask you to think about, what does the German Shepherd symbolize to you? Because it's that that's coming forth from you. Whatever it means, that's connected to what's going on in your life. So when that happens to me, what I do is I Google it. I look for the symbolism. And then I search through that until I find something that just clicks, and I know, okay, that's what that was about. Like one time I kept seeing skunks. And, you know, that's kind of an odd thing to see. But when I researched the symbolism, I found that skunks are all about standing in your power, because that's what they do. They stand there confident in their power that they can ward off even the largest predators. when they're very small, they could very easily be destroyed. So they stand there confident in their power. So that's what I mean about looking up the symbolism and figuring out what it means for you. So that was important for me at that moment in time. So look at what was going on in your life when it happened, and then look at the symbolism of the German Shepherd, and that will probably tell you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Okay, I'm going to mute you, and we'll go to the next person. Jackie, you're unmuted.
Hi, can you hear me now?
I hear you perfectly. Hi.
Hi, Deborah. I had a question that's been slipping in and out of my mind ever since you started, and I'm going, okay, can I capture it now? Because I didn't write it down. I'm looking at sort of a shift in my business and coming into fully being in the center of it, and what that appears to mean is letting go of some team members. And one of them is very attached to an agreement that, a verbal agreement, and it was it has not worked well between the two of us, but it was kind of an in perpetuity, discussion when we first set it up. And I don't know the best way to simply say, this isn't working for me. I don't want to do this anymore.
I understand. That is really tough. So what you do is you come from your heart chakra, from that place of love, and understand that if you're feeling that, they're picking up on that energy too. And it could be they're feeling the same thing, but they don't know what to do. So as the business owner, it's incumbent upon you to pick up those reins, to take control, and to confront that elephant in your room. And you'll do that lovingly, and you'll explain, listen, we have a great relationship if that's true, but it's not working out, and so it's time to renegotiate or complete or whatever it is that's appropriate at that moment. But when you come from that place of love and you share from your heart chakra, it'll be fine. Does that feel like something that you can do?
Yes, it feels like something I can do.
I'm getting that you want something more.
Yes, I want something more.
Something like?
I recently got introduced to an inner elephant, a little one named Elmer, who curled up in my lap during a meditation and said, you need to take more naps. And so I have been looking at that idea that I just want to simplify my business and simplify my world. And yet I have a huge sponsorship, huge for me, coming up next month. And a couple of trips between now and then. And one of them is a journey into a world of another certification in a mindset business combination, which is the world that I love. And I'm going, what do I want to come out of this? Because on the one hand, I'm being invited into this certification program with the possibility of being invited to work for their company. And on the other hand, I've got the sponsorship and building, the possibility of building my business with a much simpler business model on the other side. And I'm going, well, what do I do with this? Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's like... it's the reality check of there's probably not enough hours in the day to do both. But, maybe that's just an illusion. And so how do I ask that kind of a question?
Okay, this comes back to choices and how, for you, too many choices is something that just happens because you're so talented that you've created all of these possibilities for yourself. So when that happens, in this case you say it's two choices?
Yeah,
so
it seems to be two tracks.
Okay, so get centered, get into meditation, focus on the first one, and feel it in your gut for solar plexus. Really feel it and sit with it. How does it feel? You will know because that's where your center of truth is. And then do the same with the other one. Can you feel a difference between the two?
No, I don't feel a difference between the two. And that's, it's like hearing myself say maybe it's an illusion, that there is a choice to be made.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling the fear there, the fear of making the wrong choice, which is holding you back, of course. And so that's blocking you from being able to feel which is the right choice for you. So hang on just a sec. Let me just ask what they have to say about this. Beloved Jackie, you know that when you release the fear, the answer will appear to you just as if Christ himself were standing before you. And it will feel like the love of Christ. It will permeate your body. It will feel so right that in that moment, the doubt will cease, and you will know which is right. And I'm getting that dialogue from them about how, it's your free choice. They're not going to tell you which one. But they will be there to hold your hand and guide you. So what I'm getting is, okay, you know how you're sampling wine at a wine tasting, and you go down the table and you're trying each one. So is there a way that you can sample each of these to get your answer? Which one tastes the sweetest?
Got it. Okay. Interesting analogy. I like that. Yeah.
That's what you're going to do. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Lovely to see you.
Likewise. I'm so glad you came. Okay. On to the next. Okay. I don't see anybody else with their hand up. Anybody else have a question? Okay, I see your chat. No, Marisa, hang on a sec. So, I find when I have a choice to make, I wake up one day pretending I made one choice and see what comes up for me during the day. I then wake up the next day with the other choice and see what thoughts and feelings come up. This helps me choose what feels best for me. So Marissa's answering you, Jackie. I don't know if you can, let me unmute you. There, you're unmuted.
I said thank you, Marisa. That was lovely.
Marisa is a beautiful soul who's very connected.
She was here to
Thank
greet
you.
me when I first got on.
What's that?
She was here to greet me when I first got on the call, and I couldn't get my phone to work, and I couldn't get the call into, And so while I sorted out my technology, she was just like very patient. Yeah. So thank you.
She was having internet problems, so she's been back and forth. Okay. Anybody else? She says you're welcome. Okay.
Oh, how do we get your book? When do you have your launch?
Well, I'm actually going to have it at this expo that I'm going to. And after that, I'm not sure because I'm still figuring all of this out. But once it's available, I'll send a message out to everybody and let you know where you can get it and all of the details.
Okay, get with your publisher, because I'm going to put my hat on. Get with your publisher and pick a date that you want to have your bestseller push, and then activate the Empowering Women Network and things like that, so that, because it has to all be bought within like a short period of time to push you up in the rankings. But make sure somebody's monitoring your rankings so they can get screenshots for you.
Okay, yeah, I do have a book coach for that, so we need to have a conversation and get that going.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, anybody else want to raise their hand? Okay. I'm just going to call on somebody then. How about that? Let's see how that works. Kimberly, I unmuted you. How are you? New mama.
I think you unmuted me by mistake.
Oh, no, it says Kimberly.
Sorry, I have my actual phone on mute because I'm holding the baby right now. I was just listening. But, yeah, I can't think of any questions at the moment.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to give you the opportunity. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, especially with that new baby.
Yes, she's adorable.
She is.
Aw.
Okay, well, I will take you back off then. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Marisa, I unmuted. Whoops. Wait, it's got a slow uptake there. Okay, Marisa, I unmuted you.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. You can hear me okay? I took my video off because my internet's just too unstable and it knocked me off earlier, so I didn't want to miss the meditation, which was beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you came. I really appreciate you being there in the beginning and kind of helping out with everybody. So did you have a question you'd like to ask?
Well, I know the techie parts can get really frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how specific I need to be, but I feel like I've kind of gone. You can hear me okay? I think there's a bit of a delay in you receiving my. Can you hear me?
It is. Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. Perhaps you could just ask if I've recently made a decision to change tracks with my business and focus more on my Magnify Your Magnificence book and messages that I've received, because I've received a lot of messages since publishing that book. And I was feeling, I feel like I've come full circle, because when I first started, I was focusing on Magnify Your Magnificence, and then through taking different courses and different things, I started looking at just branding myself personally, and was listening to different advice around finding your niche and all that kind of stuff, and started to call myself a soul-centered relationship coach, because coaching is something that's just very natural to me. However, I was feeling like it wasn't really what I was supposed to do, so I've decided to put the brakes on that and go back to the Magnify Your Magnificence. So I guess my question would be, is that really where I'm meant to put my attention is because I really feel like I just really want to share with the world, you know, well, it started actually a few days ago because I asked myself the question, if I was given the opportunity to get on stage and speak to hundreds or thousands or millions of people, what message would I want to share with them? And then I just, you know, stuff just started flowing out of me. The essence of it was wanting people to really get that they are magnificent beings of light that have the inner power and wisdom to create the life. So I guess my question would be, am I on track? Because I'm really tired of going in circles. So I feel like I've been going in circles for years, and I'm really tired of it. And I just want to get out there and make an impact and be done with everything else. And I don't even want to think about making money, or I just don't, because I just feel like that's gotten in the way for me. And I just want to get out there and share what I'm here to share and let it go where it's going to go.
Yeah, while you were speaking, I was getting an image of that snake that eats its tail. You know, that's kind of what it feels like, that you've been racing around kind of with a bit of a frenetic energy rather than a peaceful energy, trying to figure this out. And it's like you don't have to struggle. Relax into it and feel your way through it. You know in your center of truth in your solar plexus which feels best. And it doesn't mean that if you choose to go after speaking and doing more of your messages, which you know you have to do, you would not be getting those messages if you weren't meant to share them. They are beautiful and the world needs to hear them. But that doesn't mean that if it feeds your soul to do some relationship work along the way, that you can't do that too. But only do it if it brings you joy. Because if it's not bringing you joy, then you're not bringing your best self to the work. And then that is a cycle set up where you'll be less satisfied with it, and you'll have doubt. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. Total sense.
So then that causes you to second-guess yourself. And here you are. That's why I got the picture of the snake eating its tail, because, yeah, you're in that circle, and you're just going round and round. And, yeah, some of it feels good, but some of it doesn't. And then it leads to questions. But am I correct that when you are channeling the messages and sharing them, that always feels good?
Yes, and that's the thing. Like when I actually was sharing with my mastermind group, I started to read what I wrote after asking myself that question about what I wanted to share with the world. And I just was reading the second sentence, and I got incredibly emotional and didn't expect that to happen. But I really connected with the truth of that's what I'm here to do and to share. And like you said, there's a part of me that feels guilty because my book only has 28 messages in it, but I've got like another 50 that nobody's heard or seen, that I just keep trying to figure out how to put them out there. But now I'm just going to put them out there. I don't care. I'm starting a blog, and I'm just going to start sharing them. I really want to create dialogue and community around these messages where people can just share their thoughts and questions and feelings around it and learn from them.
Yeah, well, what I'm getting is, sweet Marisa, do not feel guilt. That is not what we want from you. These messages are sacred and beautiful and gifted to you. It's your choice what you do with them. You can share them or you can keep them for yourself. And either one of those is a perfectly valid choice. We will respect that and we will work with you, whatever the choice is. But what we want you to know is that which feeds your soul is what your goal should be. Because when you feed your soul, everything else falls into place. Life is much easier, there's more joy, and there's more peace. And that is the path to higher consciousness. That's why you came.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes, it does.
You're welcome.
Very much. Thanks.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to unmute everybody, so anybody who wants to talk can. We're only at an hour in, so we can stay longer or we can finish up. Guys, let me know what you want to do. This button is going very slowly. Hang on. Jackie, for some reason. Right. Are you muting yourself by any chance, Jackie?
There we go. I unmuted it, I think.
There we go. Okay. Now we're all here. So anybody who's got anything they want to say, just feel free to chime in. Or you can let me know you're done, and we'll stop.
I'm going to be on a live stream tomorrow afternoon at 2. BecomingGenuine.com is the link for it. And I'm one of about 12 speakers. We're each going to have just a couple of minutes to get our point across and to share some resources with the audience. So anybody who wants to join in, the link is BecomingGenuine.com.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What time zone is that in, Jackie?
Eastern.
Eastern, 2 o'clock Eastern?
2 o'clock Eastern, and you just go and register, and they'll send you the link.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jackie is my coach, by the way, Marisa, and she is fantabulous.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.